And welcome back to Finance with Munvi. I've got a question for you. How many times have you bought something on impulse, only to regret it later? Trust me, we've all been there. In today's video, we're diving into the psychology behind spending, why we buy things we don't need, and how you can regain control over your money. Let's get into it. Before we start, we're going to go over our agenda: emotional spending, marketing and psychological traps, spending traps, of course, and how to regain control. And of course, we have a bonus quote of the day. So first, let's talk about emotional spending. Have you ever bought something just to make yourself feel better after a bad day? It's a lot more common than you think. Emotional spending happens when we make purchases to cope with our feelings, whether that's stress, boredom, or even happiness. We're all guilty of it. When we're feeling stressed or sad, shopping gives us a temporary feel good boost. You might even buy something like small, like a coffee or a new pair of shoes, just to lift your mood. But here's the kicker: those purchases don't solve their underlying issue, and in the long run, they can lead to financial regret. The thing is, these emotional purchases don't actually make us happy in the long term. The pleasure we get from shopping fades away quickly. So the next time you're feeling down, before hitting that buy now button, ask yourself if this purchase is actually going to make you happy or is just a temporary escape. Marketing and psychological spending traps. So let's talk about that. Ever noticed how a lot of purchases seem like too good to mix? Well, that's because marketers are experts at manipulating your brain to get you to buy things that you don't need. Take sales, for example. Have you ever seen something labeled 50% off and immediately thought, wow, I need to buy this right now? But here's the catch: what if you didn't even need that item in the first place? Marketers use techniques like scarcity, limited time offers to create a fear of missing out. They want you to think, if I don't buy this now, I'll never get the chance again. Then there's anchoring, where an item is marked down from an inflated original price to make it seem like a bargain, even if it's still overpriced. And of course, there's social influence. We're social creatures and we're constantly influenced by others. When we see someone else buy something, we often feel the urge to buy it too, whether it's because we think it's cool or we want to fit in. Social proof can lead us to buy things we don't even want or even need just because everyone else is doing it. That's why it's so important to be aware of these psychological triggers and make sure your purchases are actually based on your actual needs and values, not external pressure. All right, next, how do you even gain control? So, we all know that we buy things we don't need, but talk about how to regain control over our spending. The first step is delaying gratification. I know it sounds simple, but it works. Before making any impulse purchases, try the 48-hour rule. Wait 24 to 48 hours before buying something that isn't a necessity. You might find that the urge to buy it fades away and you'll save yourself some money in the process. Another powerful tool is creating a budget that reflects your values. When you have a clear understanding of where your money is going and why, it becomes much easier to say no to things that don't align with your goals. And of course, you definitely have to keep doing it as like a daily routine, because if you don't keep doing it as a daily routine, you're kind of just giving up on it at this one point, and you feel that the need to buy it, it gets even stronger. All right, and here's a great tip. Remove triggers that tempt you to spend. If you find yourself constantly shopping online, try deleting shopping apps from your phone or unsubscribing from store emails. It it'll definitely make it easier to stick to your budget and avoid those impulse buys. All right, we definitely can't forget about our quote of the day. So this quote is, "It's not your salary that makes you rich, but my bad. It's not your salary that makes you rich, it's your spending habits." Charles A. Jaff. I'm sorry if I pronounced that name wrong. So This quote by Charles H. Jeff highlights an important concept in personal finance. Wealth isn't just about how much you earn, but also how wisely you manage what you have. Many people focus on increasing their income, but even a high salary doesn't guarantee financial security if spending habits aren't controlled. If you're consistently overspending, living paycheck to paycheck, and indulging in unnecessary expenses, well, wealth won't grow no matter how much you make. For example, uh, a lot of people make huge sums of money, but they spend it over unnecessary things. For example, cars. I mean, when I said cars, I don't mean saying that if you have a family, you shouldn't buy a car or anything. I mean that even if you have a family, you don't need Lamborghinis or any kind of luxury car. Buy a family car. Enough for your family is that's what you need. And find something that you're comfortable with and not that something that you really want to be stylish with. All right? So, thank you so much for watching. And so to recap, emotional spending, psychological traps, and knowing how to regain control. Understanding the reasons behind your purchases is the first step in taking control of your money and making more intentional choices. Next time you're tempted to buy something on impulse, remember these tips and ask yourself if this purchase is really worth it. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below with your own tips on how to control your spending. Until next time, take care and keep your finances on track. Bye!